facts matter. One thing that has disappointed me in this, especially in this recent these recent events with Israel and Gaza, is, and it doesn't surprise me. Maybe it should, but it doesn't surprise me. It just disappoints me. Is the number of times people will just jump to particular conclusions. And I think even saying jump to the conclusion is a misnomer. I think the conclusion's already there before the facts come in, before they even hear about an issue. And I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about. Maybe some people will hate me for this, but I think this is pretty well attested. And that is the recent incident where Hamas claimed that Israel had bombed a hospital in Gaza. Well, when that story that first came out, there were, of course, a number of people who believed it automatically. And just we saw a lot of folks, including some in our own government, who jumped to the conclusion that said absolutely, this is atrocious. Israel should not be doing this. And I'm only speaking to this one incident. I'm not, please don't extrapolate this to other things Israel may or may not have done. I'm not expressing an opinion one way or another on any of that. All right. I'm talking about this specific incident of the bombing of the hospital. Well, lo and behold, we've seen various different intelligence reports, even some news agencies like CNN, for example, even based upon just video footage and stuff they were able to obtain. Pretty much universally, as the facts came out, the conclusion was that Hamas lied. Hamas lied. That the missile that struck the hospital actually was fired from within Gaza. And the problem that what I'm encouraging you not to do, and especially in situations that are emotionally charged as war and violent conflict, is, actually do your homework. We seem to have our preconceived opinions, and we're all like this. If we're honest, we have to admit it, that we all have certain things we want to be true, right? And what happens is when we hear something or we see something on the internet, we automatically, maybe sometimes just based on a headline alone, will interpret that event in a way that conforms to our pre-desired conclusion, to what we want to be true. We will interpret that event in a way that makes it consistent with what we want to be true. And frankly, we do that before we even look at the facts. And that is dangerous. That is a very dangerous view, because that does not help us get to the truth at all, does it? And so I'm not naive enough to say that this is easy to do. I'm not claiming it's easy to do. But when events happen, when anything happens, whether it be in this particular context we're talking about tonight or any other context, get the facts and try to set aside what you want the conclusion to be, and instead see where the evidence points to as to what the conclusion actually is. As I say quite a bit, it's not my saying, but I like it. You're entitled to your own opinion. You're not entitled to your own facts. All right. So why don't we get the facts first and then generate our opinions?